Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you.
25 years ago, way back in 1990, then Bishop Donald Wuerl presented a group of Pittsburgh corporate leaders with a simple fact. A group of parochial elementary schools in some of the city's most disadvantaged neighborhoods were delivering results educating at-risk students, yet the schools were in danger of closing due to lack of funds. Under the bishop's leadership, a partnership of volunteers was formed and the Extra Mile Foundation was born. Among those early volunteers was actually Tom O'Brien, then the CEO of PNC Bank. So it's fitting that we're here atop the new tower at PNC Plaza to mark the 25th anniversary of the Extra Mile Foundation. Bill Demchak today is Chairman, President, and CEO of the PNC Financial Services Group. Christopher Donahue is Chairman, President, and CEO of Federated Investors, which makes its corporate home just a few blocks away. And Lloyd Cheatom is an alumnus from St. Benedict the Moore School, who is now a transition coordinator for Extra Mile. And welcome. Good to have you all here.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, big anniversary and with deep roots here, obviously, in Pittsburgh's corporate community.
And continues.
And continues, yeah. You're the, I don't know what generation now of CEOs of PNC since
I guess the third. So after Tom, Jim Rohr was on the board, and then I've been on the board now for 7 or 8 years, I guess, and involved. A phenomenal organization.
Yeah, and Chris, it was your dad, right, who was one of the CEOs at the time?
He was one of the founding fathers and founding fathers of other things as well. But the reason that got them together was to help those kids get an education and get ahead. And that was the thing. And right now there are 600 kids in our schools, and we've had 1,600 graduates who have gone on to greater things, like my friend Lloyd here. And we're very, very proud of what we've been able to do to help those kids achieve what they can achieve.
Yeah, Lloyd, you've lived it, and you're there obviously now working with today's kids. And what do you think Extra Mile really meant to the doors it opened for you?
I would say Extra Mile gave me the opportunity to really seek my full potential and go after that. I don't necessarily think everyone reaches their full potential because everyone learns something new every day, but just giving me that opportunity to better myself is something that I really can't pay back to the Extra Mile Foundation.
And what do you do now as transition coordinator? What's that role?
I work with the 8th graders, getting them ready for high school. So right now, we did the PA career assessment and things of that sort, but just getting them ready for high school, that transition, because coming from 8th grade on the totem pole, you're the kings of your school, and then you go to 9th grade.
Where did you end up going to high school?
Central Catholic, yeah, class of 05. So
one of the phenomenal facts is 96% of the kids who end up coming through the Extra Mile program through the two sister schools end up graduating high school. Yes, and some 90% or thereabouts go on to some type of secondary education beyond that.
So 96% graduation rate from high school, which clearly is a lot higher than the main population and the graduation rate for city schools in general. So highly effective program. Well, what do you think accounts for that? What is it about what happens at Extra Mile that makes that kind of a difference?
Lloyd's going to know better than us, but I got to say part of it's got to be parental involvement. Simply the notion that the parent takes the initiative to want to get their child a better education, a faith-based education with routine and good teachers and teachers who care, and in the end, kids who care and do the work.
Another factor, we'll let Lloyd give you the full fact, would be the discipline. Okay, because now you have a structured environment where the learning can occur. You have safety so that these kids can actually function with a sense of trust inside the school, and educational excellence. Lloyd?
I would definitely say being consistent on a day-to-day basis. A lot of youth in the inner city, consistency is not one of the things that they have in their household, but I knew going to school that from first period to 9th period, I would be consistently, the bar was set high for me from the beginning bell. So
Lloyd, you find that kids rise to the occasion and rise to the expectations when they're set for them?
Yes, sir. When the bar is set high, a child will reach for that bar. And when consistency is put in one's life, it tends to make that youth feel more appreciated with their work that they do, as well as making their parents proud too. So consistency is very, very key in one's success, especially in school.
You know, I think about the Pittsburgh of 25 years ago was a very different place. We were still trying to engineer a comeback from the collapse of the industrial economy. But you think about this issue of helping kids do better, perform more, contribute more, maybe even more important to our region today than it was back in 1990.
It's incredibly important, and our children are an incredible resource to help solve an issue we have in our city, which is that as our existing workforce ages out and retires, the baby boomers retire, we have and will have an increasing problem being able to fill the jobs that open up in this city, not just for the economy we have today, but for the one that we're growing, because it's growing every day. So a program like Extra Mile or a number of other things we're doing in the city simply to train our youth and keep them in the city and give them great opportunities is incredibly important to the city's future.
I'll give you an example of an opportunity. A couple of years ago, they started a band at Sister Thea Bowman Academy.
Which is one of the two Extra Mile schools, right?
It's one of the Extra Mile schools. It's in Old St. James in Wilkinsburg. These kids had never seen the musical instruments. They were selecting them all. And then at our dinner we had a couple of weeks ago, we had a gang of them playing for us. And I mean, they haven't put their 10,000 hours in yet, but you know that down the road there's going to be somebody come out of there with that kind of a talent that's going to help the city in a different way.
Yeah, I want you two obviously are both major employers here in our region. Pretty bullish about Pittsburgh and the opportunity for these kids if they're successful, yes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The number of, there's 25,000 job openings posted today right now in Imagine Pittsburgh. And those job openings, you know, are for people who have some technical skill sets. They don't all need 4-year degrees, but they got to have a high school degree and typically something more. And, you know, and again, Extra Mile sets people up to you know, be prepared for that.
And Lloyd, I wonder, do you find the kids are excited about this? Do they get this? Do they see that if they deliver, there's real opportunity here in our region?
Yeah, I do see it, and that's one of the reasons I learned from Extra Mile. I am a co-founder alongside of Sam Morant and Kevin McNair, a male mentoring program entitled One Nation, and I just want to give back to the youth in the city as much as possible. So, and I got that, what can you say, that type of hindsight from the Extra Mile Foundation, because I know everything they have done for me. My brother is at Central Catholic now, and he is Extra Mile, was an Extra Mile kid. So we had three of my siblings go through the Extra Mile Foundation. So a lot is owed back to them. So I just want to give back to the youth of today as I was given the opportunities years ago.
Gets into the value of that values-based education as well.
The values, the discipline, and as Bill mentioned earlier, the care that the teachers have for the individual students is an integral part of the story, because that's what helps a young child be able to perform. They know somebody loves them.
Isn't that what it's all about? Well, Chris Donahue from Federated Investors, Bill Demchak from PNC, Lloyd Cheatom from the Extra Mile Foundation. Congratulations on 25 great years in our region.
Well, thank you.
Bill.
Thank you for hosting us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.